The Velvet Underground Christmas album. It's a random thought that popped in my head in my bed last night, and I can't get over it. I think that'd be really funny, and I wish I lived in a universe where Velvet Underground sold out and I could hear Jingle Bells in ostrich tuning, sung in the deadpan voice of Lou Reed. Some nihilistic and experimental 7-minute original songs too, maybe? Yeah, I don't know. But whatever, I don't know why I'm starting with that. Point is, it's Christmas, which means Christmas music, which means everyone releasing their extremist views on Christmas music. And, I really like Christmas itself. I mean, that's not really an earth-rattling opinion to release or anything, but I do. It makes me feel warm inside, it reminds me how much I love my friends and family, and I like the snow and the trees and lights and hot chocolate, and I would even say that I generally enjoy a certain portion of its music. Okay, cool. Now take my roommate. Plop him here. See this guy? He dislikes Christmas. He thinks it's boring, he thinks it's normie-core, he takes it as an omen of harsh winters to come, and he will without a doubt tell you that he despises Christmas music and will only take part in the MF Doom Christmas album, and even that is a heavy maybe. So in this household that we share, it's generally a controversial decision for me to put on Christmas music. He would rather listen to Oingo Boingo, which is Halloween-core and therefore thematically inappropriate in my opinion. But this grand contrast between my roommate and I's take on the holidays really got me thinking on that age-old question of does Christmas music suck? Because I have the power to enjoy some Christmas music, but plenty of other people out there, like my roommate, completely despise all of it. So, is that valid? No. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. Because, first off, I think it's fair to acknowledge the fact that Christmas music is an extremely wide genre that has evolved over literal centuries. Jingle Bells was written in 2005. 2005? No, what? Google. What the fuck? Jingle Bells was written in 1850. And English-sung Christmas carols and hymns have been around since 1426. And even before that, people have been singing about the birth of Jesus Christ since around 300 AD. But at that point, it's a little vague if we can deem that Christmas music, at least as we know Christmas music today, which I would say didn't really start to become really defined until 1934, when radios had hit a point of extreme popularity in the average American household. Because, with radios, Christmas music no longer had to be experienced exclusively live. It could be recorded and broadcasted to you right dang there in your dang living room. So Christmas music booms, and we start to get more and more non-secular Christmas music, aka the songs we know and love about Santa and presents. And we get the birth of some of the first non-secular staples like Santa Claus is Coming to Town and Winter Wonderland. And somehow, over time, we've gone from that to Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You. And personally, I prefer the classic stuff over most modern Christmas covers and originals. But I honestly don't even think preference within the Christmas genre is even relevant, because I don't think the idea of liking Christmas music means you have to like all Christmas music. I think we can define it here as just liking the idea of playing festive songs around the holidays. The same cannot be said for those who dislike Christmas music though. If you hate Christmas music, like you hate all Christmas music, because the music itself barely even matters. Most people who hate Christmas music mainly hate the principle of it over hating the songs themselves. And that's for a couple of reasons. Reason one, Christmas music is commercial, which I think can kind of remove the soul and personal comfiness of it. And I don't even mean that making a Christmas album itself is commercial because, technically recording any music for money is commercial. What I mean is that Christmas music is a tool on corporations' belts that they use to sell more. Because the industry knows that when we start foaming from the mouth with festivity, we are more likely to buy shit. And what's the perfect way to link our brains to festive thoughts? Christmas music. Which is why every car commercial, I swear, is always playing It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year. This is Buy My Product, the song. But even worse than commercials is Christmas music's utilization in retail, which I think deserves to be an entire reason itself for hating Christmas music. Because anyone who has worked in a Walmart, or McDonald's, or Target, or Walgreens, or any chain establishment, or any local establishment, has to sit through 4 to 5 weeks of 8-hour shifts of 80-odd Christmas songs being played over and over and over and over and over again. And that's just who wouldn't be oversaturated? And I would say to all individuals who work in retail, you have all the right to hate Christmas music because of that saturation. And that idea of saturation sort of links us to our third and final major reason for hating Christmas music, which is age, actually. Because Because, the older you are, the more times you have heard said 80-odd popular Christmas songs in your life and have received that same music saturation that people in retail get, but on the wider scale of spanning over several years. So statistically, the older generation you are, the more likely you are to dislike Christmas music, which I think is why it's fair to mention my bias that I am only 19 years old, so the fact that I like Christmas music now could possibly just be because I haven't heard it enough yet. Which is a big reason I think that my roommate hates Christmas music, because he is 27, so he has had 8 extra years of Christmas. But I also think he dislikes it because he's a total hipster and doesn't like the norminess of Christmas too. But anyway, I think those are the big 3 reasons why people generally hate Christmas music. The reasons for liking it, I don't think I really have to go in depth for because it generally boils down to coziness. So I think we're ready to then revisit that big question. Does Christmas music suck? And it's actually really hard to answer based on what we've gone over, because I would have to simplify and generalize all of these factors to give a straight yes or no as an answer. Really, I think Christmas music is a genre that is best enjoyed personally and within the home. When I hear in commercials or in stores or in Sprite Cranberry YouTube advertisements, I like to ignore it, because I think Christmas music being used as a sales tactic towards me sort of taints the spirit. But when I gather around my friends and family and those I love dearest, Frank Sinatra, Bing Crosby, and all of the classic Christmas melodies become one of the coziest ways of expressing love and festivity. And I can't imagine putting up the lights or making gingerbread houses or anticipating Christmas Eve without that cozy backing track. But that's just me. I still think disliking the genre is respectable, because looking at the reasons to hate Christmas music, there's reason, and I do lack that perspective, having only worked in retail for a couple of Christmases and being only 19. But there you have my Christmas opinions, and here is this year's final fan art, done by Waffles618. I think this is my favorite one yet, but there's been a lot of really good ones this year, including the first one ever, which was done by Epidotes back in around June. But yeah, here's an end of the year recap of all of the fan art we got to see this year.